So for this video, I'll be explaining my automatic teller machine program or an ATM program. And if you see here, I imported the G-option pin package first so we can use its methods. Then we have our public class, it's called ATM. Then we have our main method here, which is the main method, public static void main. Then if you noticed, I initially declared the balance, which is a double, and it is assigned to a value of 1500. And now we have here a while loop which has the conditions true, so which means everything inside this loop, these brackets right here, it will loop regardless. So we need to break that loop somewhere, and I will show you later. So first here we have a J-option pane input dialog method that will ask for an input, and that input will be stored in this string called input. And if you look here, it contains the message welcome. Let me just show you. So it contains this message right here. So whatever I sorry about that. So whatever I will input here, it will store that in this string called input. So that's it. So if you notice here, we have if input is equal to null, system exit 0. So what that means is, if I press cancel right here, it will return a value of null. So if I press this, the system will exit. Because look, if I remove this line of code here, if I just press cancel, it will show me this error. So it's nice to put it there so there's no error. And next to that, we have an integer called choice. So basically what we're doing right here is we are converting this string called input into an integer, which using this line of code here, integer.parse input right here. We are doing this so we can use it into our relational. We can use relational operators with it in the if conditions. So as you can see here, if choice is equal to 1, it will run all of this code inside this bracket right here. So what's happening here is, if I put 1 here, which represents withdraw, that 1 will be stored in the string called input. But we cannot use that as an condition right here. String, it should be int and int, not string and int. So yeah, that's why we need to convert it right here. So if I put 1 here, it will satisfy this condition called choice is equal to 1, so it will run this code right here, which will ask for another input. Enter the amount of money you'd like to withdraw. I will show that to you here using the show input dialog from the option pane. So whatever I enter here, it will be stored in input. Then here we have a double amount equals double parse double, which means we are converting the string right here, string input. We will be converting that into a double. So let's say I type 200. That 200 will be stored in this input, which is a string. It will be converted to a double. Now we have another if statement here, so a nested if statement. So if the amount I entered here, 200, is less than equal to the balance, which means we will deduct that amount to the balance. So as you can see, we have an initial balance of 1500, and if you input 200 there, it will deduct that from the balance. And after that, it will show this message: withdrawal successful, your new balance is. We are using a string format to round off to the nearest 2 decimal points, and we have balance here. As you can see, balance is now deducted 200, and here our initial value of 1500 is now 1300. Else, if it's not less than or equal to the amount, which means it goes over the balance. So let's say 2,000. We only have a balance of 1,500. So if we go over that, it will run this message instead saying insufficient balance. And next to that, we have if our choice is equal to 2. If we put 2 right here, you see the choice from it will send this into the string input. It will be converted into an integer. So if choice is equal to, it will run this code between these brackets, which will, let's try it. It will ask for another input using the JOption show input dialog method. Enter the amount you would like to deposit. So here's the line for here's the code for depositing. So this is basically the same as the other one. It's basically identical, except here we have plus instead of minus, because instead of deducting, we are depositing money into our balance. So I think we have a balance of 1,500. So if we add 500 to that, we will now have $2,000. And yes, that's about it. And here we have check balance for our third condition here, else if choice is equal to 3. Here's just a JOption pane show message dialog method that will show the balance. So your current balance is string format %.2f, so we can round it off to 2 decimal place, then the balance. So as you can see, our balance is now 2,000 because earlier we added 500, and yes, that's about it. And we also have another option here, which is 4. So else if choice is equal to 4, it will break the loop, meaning the program will end. And else means every other input except for the conditions here. So let's say 5. We don't have 5 as a option here, a condition. Yes. So if I put 5, it will show that message instead. And that's about it for my ATM program.